Hello, everyone. It's me, Mateus, the producer of both Jurassic franchise fan films, Chaos and Stranded Survival. And so I have a guest here. So my guest is going to be coming very shortly. So drum roll, please. Hey, you come here now,
Hey everyone.
everyone. So this is Justin. He played as William, and he also played as Vladimir in Chaos. So,
Yeah.
so um, Justin, how did you like being an actor in the Jurassic World Stranded Survival and Jurassic World Chaos films?
Definitely. It was definitely fun and exciting. But also, the thing is, we had actually had a script for most of our for both movies, but for most of the part, we mostly just improv. We mostly just followed the script for the scenes, not really any of the lines, which is really amazing because of how well, my opinion, the films turned out. So the fact that the films turned out so well for just improving was really well.
Yeah, and also what we have another question we have here is what were your favorite scenes from both of the films?
From both films. For the first one, my favorite with Jurassic World Survival, Stranded, pretty much, would have to be probably the raptor scene in the woods after running from the pterosaurs. That was probably my favorite scene.
Hmm.
And for Chaos, probably I have actually a few ones for that one. Was the tree scene where we had to pull up uh, our animal behaviorist. That was definitely fun. Also, the jumping out of the window. We had to jump out a window to escape the dino. That was fun. And then also, if anyone who's watched and paid close attention, my in-scene blooper where I accidentally stumbled as we're going down the hill and just fall flat on my butt.
Yeah, and by the way, that everyone that appeared on the bloopers, so it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, tell your experience in both films, like how it was.
Experience. Both films. The first one that we did was definitely it was fun, but a bit chilly because we had filmed that in the fall around November, Octoberish, so it was very cold. Um, it was
Yeah,
definitely chilly, but it was fun to see. It was, and as we were filming, we had already we and as we were filming it, we also and editing, we discussed on how we wanted to do a second one, and so that's how Chaos came to be. Chaos was fun, but of course this was we filmed this one during the summer, and it was absolutely hot, especially the first scene where I'm in my jacket. Oh man, I was like not even like we just like I just put it on and then we walk outside and as we're like discussing how the scene's gonna go, I'm like and then as we're shooting the scene, I just stopped sweating and I was like, I cannot continue wearing this for the whole film, which is why you see my character. You don't exactly see, but you realize my character stops wearing the jacket because when we get to the information center where we find out about the hybrid, my character takes the jacket off and hangs it on a hook. And then we see the dinosaur and we have to run out. So my character didn't have time to grab his sweater, his jacket, which was really well planned because I don't think I could have handled wearing that for the entire film.
yes. And also people, just for you know, I have this very interesting fact that Chaos was actually how I got the idea for Chaos is essentially the name Chaos from the film Chaos. I got it from the Hasbro toy line, Jurassic World Chaos line with hybrid toy dinosaurs essentially, and I also got it from Dr. Malcolm's Theory, Chaos Theory. So that's how that Chaos came to be. And Stranded Survival, my sister, by the way, my sister helped me plan the plot for Stranded Survival. So
Oh, another fun fact is with the information scene where we first find the hybrid, I helped come up with that idea. Basically, we had originally just planned to do like DNA samples of dinosaurs. But then I'm like, well, what if we actually have it like where we see the hybrid and it attacks the camera, causing the camera to like break and fuzz up. And so I helped come up with like the idea for like, and I helped find the clips for the static, for the camera breaking, and the staticking, and the sound effect for that. So, yeah.
So, what are you excited about in the future film Jurassic World Prehistoric Peril, which we will be talking about very soon?
That one. For that, most likely probably looking forward to. Of course, with every film that we do, we try to bring in new dinosaurs that we haven't seen in other movies or haven't been featured at all, really. So we try to come up with new ideas for dinosaurs that we can use that haven't been either shown in the Jurassic films or just haven't been mentioned about in the Jurassic films. Because sometimes they mention about them, but they don't show them, or they show them but don't mention them. So it's like you don't really honestly. Sometimes it's even like a short cameo of one dinosaur just being there and then it's gone, kind of thing. So I'm definitely really looking forward to that because we're adding in new dinosaurs that haven't been mentioned or seen yet, in my opinion.
So, another very cool. So, I actually have a list of the dinosaurs that could appear in Prehistoric Peril. So, number one, the Troodon from the Telltale game, because it looks pretty spooky, and that would make a very good scene in the dark. So, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the Peru Taurus, which was the dinosaur featured in Chaos, the hybrid.
Yeah, we'll definitely be running into that again.
And then there's going to be the Suchomimus, which is going to be the big bad, one of the big bad dinosaurs in the film. And then you have the Deinonychus, which is like the main raptors in the next film.
We always try to include some kind of dinosaur that's raptor related.
And I don't know, we could possibly even have the Herosaurus, and we'll definitely have Compies, and
Yeah.
and another dinosaur. We'll have this new pterosaur that hasn't been featured in the Jurassic films at all. Like it's called the Darwinopterus, and it's gonna be so there's gonna be like
Lots of dinosaurs, lots of action, lots of running.
yeah, and
Maybe even some swimming, who knows?
who knows. So I actually have here everyone. I'm possibly so I have here so just a second everyone and I'll be right back. I'll get something. By the way, Justin, just say say some other stuff about
Yeah.
the films.
I mean, when with the mention actually when interesting with the mention of the compies in the new one, we're basically taking inspiration from the second Jurassic movie, in which case one of the mercenaries in the film takes one of the compies, and then all the compies come around him and then attack. Will be recreating that scene, so that's going to be a fun one to recreate. Fun fact: that scene from the movie when I was younger actually terrified me. It was like they were so small, but they were so numerous. So we're going to be adding that scene in, which is going to be really fun to film. Um, Honestly, I'm looking forward to, well, kind of somewhat filming that scene because I'll be behind. I won't necessarily be in the shot, but we'll be behind camera when filming it. We're gonna have lots of fun, and of course, none of it's real, so no one's actually getting injured. But it's gonna be really fun how we recreate the scene. Um, yeah.
So I've returned everyone and I actually have here a prop from Stranded Survival right here.
Yeah.
The Alpha Raptor. So
We
this
had multiple heads on set.
yeah. And we have so part of prehistoric peril we'll actually have a part of the plot of a Jurassic fan film that I'll never do. I was gonna do it with a friend of mine who's gonna actually be featured in the film too.
We're gonna have lots of people on set this time. The new film we'll be doing will probably have more people on board than any of the previous films we've done.
So, what I have here is so yeah. Oh no, shoot. I misplaced that paper, but I think my dad can find it. But what I have here is some props that we might have, like we could have in the film. I could use some of those. So the props here are broken down set. Like I was thinking of like finding an abandoned building and actually filming it, everyone. So that would be very realistic.
Lots of running and dodging too. That would probably that would be fun.
And then there's vials for like a lab scene. Like there's an abandoned lab. The crash site, like my how I was thinking how it would happen, I would actually make just like a crashed helicopter out of cardboard that you could fit inside, and actually put it in the forest.
That's gonna be pretty big. That's probably one of our biggest sets, maybe handmade sets.
Yeah, that like maybe my friend here would probably most likely help me. And then there would maybe, I don't know if this would be possible, make a dino enclosure out of cardboard or something like that. Who knows?
Or what we could try doing is, like, this is an idea, but this could probably work better than the cardboard, is get metal poles and tie rope around it. Like metal wire cabling between it and tie it between poles and then have it set up somewhere.
Yeah, that would be good. And then there's the security center building, the one from Chaos, but this time we're gonna find an abandoned building to make it look like it's run down with plants and stuff like that.
Yeah, basically very overgrown.
Yeah, and then we'll have docks because then they're gonna arrive at a dock at the end of the film, and there's actually gonna be this really cool scene. This is like a sneak peek, like a little spoiler. There's gonna be a scene with that includes ATVs in it, so that's gonna be an action-packed scene. So, and then we also have a warehouse that we could probably have, who knows, like a garage, car garage. And I had this idea, everyone, but I don't know if it will happen. Like have a gyrosphere factory on Muerta, and then they drive a gyrosphere. That's an idea.
Yeah, one scene that we wanted to do in Chaos, but we didn't get to do exactly, which is kind of a shame since it would have been perfect considering how hot it was, considering we filmed this at the beginning of summer, was we had mentioned it at the halfway through our first film, was doing a water scene, basically kind of like recreating the scene from Jurassic World where Gray and Zach have to jump off into the water. We mentioned how we might do that during the second film. So depending on when we film our third fan film, I really would like to do like a jump scene where like we have running and then like, but there's nowhere to go other than over into the water, which would be really amazing, especially during summer. It would be a good way to cool down and just jump into it as a way to get away.
And
so we don't know.
Yeah, and because it wouldn't just be me and you, it would be like me, you, my sister, this one of these characters called Penelope Moore, which is a student at my school. That she's like a kind of a friend, but she's decided to be in the film. And then there's but then there's gonna be like 3 villain mercenaries, but they're all gonna die. So
one of them gets the compy treatment, like I mentioned earlier, which will be really fun to film.
Yeah, so we'll do it near some bushes, and so we'll have broken down automobiles. So I don't know if that would be possible, but like we will drive an abandoned vehicle. We'll use the same vehicle. Fact, that we used for the helicopter. If you didn't notice, it wasn't a helicopter. It was my van, my my dad's van,
Well, technically, it was like we just jumped into a vehicle because it was the only one in the shed.
essentially. And then we have what? Flamethrower. Yeah. That was just from a long time ago. And then there's makeup for wounds and cuts because we're gonna have like wounds and
We're
cuts.
definitely gonna get injured through this film. Luckily not. Much like the first one when we got attacked by the raptor. This time, actually, both of our characters will still have scars from the attack. So I'll have definitely a scar over my eye from when the raptor attacked, and of course, Mateus will have, or Chris at this point will then have, I think, an injured leg, cuts on his legs from when you got attacked. Was it, or was it the arm that you got?
I
I
got
remember you got
attacked. I got
the arm.
attacked in. I think I got attacked in this hand right here,
Yeah,
or this hand.
it was one of the two.
And
We'll have to go back and rewatch to see which one it was.
and and then we'll also have the interior of the helicopter film set. That I don't know what we'll either reuse the van again or we'll make one out of cardboard and I'd put chairs inside and just put the green screen and yeah. And
We
then
use lots of green screening for moving scenes.
so just a moment everyone, I'm gonna try to find the thing and I'll be right back. Justin, you can tell another thing about the next film or something else.
Yeah. Well, as he mentioned, fun things. Fun fact: with the first film, for those who've watched it, you probably will kind of know what I'm going to say. But with the pterodactyl scene, is we weren't. We knew we had to walk, but what we didn't know is that they had filmed the dinosaur already there. So like we thought we had time, and then like the his sister finally then mentioned, like, as we're just walking, it's like, by the way, you know the dino was there, and so we're like, oh, and that's when we both realized, oh, the dino was there the whole time, and so then we started running, which was honestly kind of funny, because, like, for the long time, we didn't know that the dinosaur was there, so we just were acting completely normal while a giant pterosaur was basically, like, right next to us. And that was definitely probably a funny blooper that happened in the first one. And and those who've watched both films, for anyone wondering, yes, both of the blades that I used were actual metal, which is why I was very careful when using it. Um, both times, but basically with the Raptor in the first one, that was a real dagger that my character had concealed in his boot for in case of emergencies that were like that. And with the second one, that was the actual metal katana. So to answer any questions or people wondering about that, yes, in both cases I used an actual bladed weapon. The only thing is with the katana, it actually was dull. I still need to sharpen it, but the dagger knife was definitely sharpened on both sides and the tip. And in the fun fact, the third movie that we'll be doing, this upcoming one, I will be bringing the katana back again because my character will, as it mentions the first one, he is a mercenary, so he travels a lot, different places, different countries, and with the story behind it, which my character will explain in the movie, but just sneak peek to that, my character travels to Japan, and that's where he picks up the katana. So it's definitely going to be interesting and fun for that. But yeah, as he mentioned, we will have a lot of people on set for this one. So yeah. You're muted still, and also welcome back.
Oh shoot! Sorry everyone, little mishap. I'm back. So here's the cast for the next film. So we have first up here we have Chris Thompson, Mateus, me. So we have Mr. Smith, William Smith again, Mr. Beacon, Justin. He's a mercenary. Then we have Penelope Moore, and who And Olivia is and this person is going to be played by Olivia H, someone at my school, and she's going to be a zoologist who specializes in dinosaurs and fossils. So then we'll also have Courtney Johnson, my sister will play as. She'll be I think a teen, like 18 or something like that, 19.
Probably one of the youngest people on the exploration mission in this film.
And she'll be a helicopter co-pilot in training. And then we have Lewis Mugg, who is going to be played by another person called Magisha. And he's going to be this paleontologist that comes along too. And then we have Marissa Nunes, which is one of the mercenary villains, female mercenary villains. And she's going to be eaten by the compies in the film. So,
as I mentioned earlier, we're recreating the second movie compy scene.
And then we have Dave Black, which will be played by another classmate. His name is Nufti, short for Nuftalim, and he'll be playing as Dave Black, who's like the main mercenary in the thing, the lead mercenary essentially. And he's going to be the last one to die in the movie. And then Michelle Ford here is going to be played by Michaela, and she's going to be another female mercenary, and she's actually going to be. She's going to die too. She's going to be attacked by the Darwinopterus, you'll see in the film. And then the engine boss, the boss of the dinosaur bioengineering company.
Who you'll probably only hear his voice in the film, not actually see in person, most likely.
Yeah, but then there's another possibility that another person called. If you've seen my Back to the Future 4 movie, you might see him, and his name is Tom, and he could actually, maybe he could end up being the InGen boss's voice, or actually do a Zoom thing like I'm doing now with Justin. So another thing is the dinosaur operator, the actor, the one that puppet the dinosaurs and does all the dinosaur special effects in the film and stuff like that, will be my dad and my sister.
And also my phone, yeah.
And then we also have the camera people, which will be my dad and my sister.
On certain scenes.
And another thing, and there will also be plant eaters, by the way. So there will
tons of people. So don't worry. It's not only carnivores. There's also plant eaters. So don't worry. Those of you who love plant eater dinosaurs, we got you.
Yeah, there's gonna. So we most likely will have, because we could be. So I'm gonna get a list of dinosaurs that we could. Okay. So here's some options. I'm just gonna choose some. We could have the return of the Brachiosaurus. We could possibly have Diplodocus. No, not Apatosaurus, because Apatosaurus is like a classic in the Jurassic World movie, 2015 movie. It's like, but it does appear in Fallen Kingdom too. And then we could possibly have Ornithomimus or Gallimimus. And we could possibly also have, excuse me, everyone. That was an explosive sneeze. So we'll also, yeah, like I said before, the Gallimimus. Who likes Gallimimus, just give thumbs up, like, does Justin like Gallimimus?
Gallimimus is nice.
So we will also have, and we could possibly have, we could have the Oviraptor, which is a dinosaur that hasn't appeared yet, but I think it's going to appear in Dominion. Which
will be fun.
And then, yeah, so I will one more little thing is let's see here. I'm just gonna check. So I'll reveal to you guys how the scene with the Troodon will play out. So Justin, do you want to explain how the scene will play out?
Well, of course, we're gonna have multiple scenes with the Troodon, but one of the final scene that we end up having with the Troodon before the Troodon's put to rest, meaning like it won't be in the film anymore, is it comes at our group of survivors and it jumps, but we dodge out of the way, and then I unsheath my katana and chop straight through the neck and decapitate it, which is going to be fun.
And yeah, so another like so the gyrosphere, I don't know, it could appear in the film, who knows, because that's an idea I just had, but I don't know for sure because that would be pretty difficult. But we will be definitely so the vehicles we'll definitely be having is the van, my dad's van. We'll have some ATVs from, I believe, the person who will play Penelope, the one of the female, the zoologist. So she has the actor. She has two ATVs and a motorcycle to be also too, a dirt bike. So we could possibly be using the dirt bike or the quad. So you're gonna be seeing like a very epic scene with raptor dinosaur chasing them.
Basically, almost in a way, recreating the scene with Owen from Jurassic World where he rides with the raptors, but a bit different considering that we're being chased instead of working with.
Yeah. And another one last. Okay. I will show you some stuff from the in here. So here's another prop from the movie, the control rooms. If anyone remembers seeing this in the background, control rooms, chaos. Then we have my mustache, Chris's mustache from the film.
Yeah.
And here's the map. This is not the original map because the original map got wet, got ruined. And here's a logo for Stranded Survival. The thumbnail, really interesting. And then this is possibly what it could look like in the film. This is like someone drew this. The same person who's Penelope. She drew this, like how my clothing, my costume design would look like.
Yeah.
With the vest and the cap and a backpack. I'll be older in the movie, so.
Both our characters will be older.
And another fact, will be older in real life too. So I'll be 18 when this movie comes out. When you see me.
And I will be, depending on when we do it, I will be 21.
Yeah. So.
Our age is IRL, not movie.
Yeah, but and then this is the plot for Stranded Survival here. Okay. And it's gonna be, and the movie is gonna take place in 2026. So
2026. No, I won't be 21 then. I will be.
2000. No, the movie will take place in 2026. The film.
Okay, sorry. I thought you mentioned we were filming, and I'm like, wait, no, then I would have been 21. I would be 25.
No, that's not what I was meaning. I was not meaning I was meaning like in the film. So.
Yeah, yeah. But for a moment, I thought you meant in real life we were filming it. It's like, then I wouldn't be 21. I would be 25 by then.
And so here's some concept scenes here. So there was supposed to be a motorcycle chase, and there was supposed to be the Deinonychus attacking the Jeep, but that never made it into film. So I have here like the first film like I made post like in four stuff. So and we might even have a fourth movie called A New Era, and it will be like a continuation of Dominion. That'll most likely be filmed in 2024. Who knows?
Who knows?
And then there's another scene, like this scene. So one big fact: I was supposed to die in Chaos.
But we didn't allow it.
Oh shoot! I'll be right back. This was just a stupid Google that was some with the alarm. There was something. I don't know about it. But then here is my very first poster, Jurassic fan film poster of Stranded Survival. So we have Chris and William there.
Yeah.
And we have this very iconic scene that you probably guys remember me holding back the door. William is like phoning, so that was a really cool scene.
We had to phone the Coast Guard. That was fun. Fun fact, I actually used my phone for that, but I didn't actually call anyone, but I used my actual phone for that.
But the prehistoric pair we just might call who might call the person who's going to be the engine boss. So. Here's the new poster of Chaos. The other poster was like because we didn't really know much things yet, so I changed it. So I actually have a picture here from Chaos. So let's see in there, and then we have several scenes here. So we have the puppeteer in Chaos, which is also my uncle. So
He said he wasn't getting paid enough for, but he got paid plenty.
And here is Justin himself.
It was hot that day. That's why I rolled up my sleeves. It was too hot for me to have them down. The wind felt nice.
And then here is Mr. Beckett, which is me, Mr. Beckett. And then we have Dr. Thomas Brady, which didn't actually get punched. It was a fake punch.
It was fake. Don't worry. I took drama in school, so I know how to fake a punch. Although with the sound effects, even I admitted it sounded very real with the sound effects, but it wasn't. No one actually got hurt.
Yeah, don't worry. And here's Mrs. Anderson, the dino behaviorist.
She was so tired on the last day, she just didn't want to do it, but we got through it.
Yeah, and here's my dad, of course.
He was behind the camera most of the time.
He was the cameraman, so it was. So then I have the poster for Prehistoric Peril, our next film here, and yeah, it'll be a really cool movie. And ooh, look what I found here. So another thing I found of one is my ID badge
from the previous film. Yes.
From the previous.
I don't think I have mine anymore, unfortunately. Sorry for wanted to see mine.
And this right here is like a paper I just did for like me talking to my boss at the beginning of Stranded Survival. But then after that, we just improvised. So.
We just discarded it.
And here's the filming location of Stranded Survival. Because you probably noticed this filming location, but it's snowy. When we filmed it, it had snow, but it was very minor.
Very, very low, because we did it very late into the fall, almost towards winter more like, so it was still very cold out, so yes.
It was April.
Oh, right, April. It's so long.
Sorry
for any misconfusion on that.
Sorry, he messed some things up. It was actually in April, sorry.
It was April, but we were in Alberta, so it snows there almost any time. Like, it could be the middle of summer and it could snow and people would call it winter, so I mean, you can understand confusion from someone who lives in BC.
Yeah. And here is what my character was going to look like, Chris, but I ended up using a mustache and no hat, so.
Instead, I was the one wearing the hat.
Yeah. That's why I ditched the hat idea, so that I could have it in the next film. So here is the storyline for Chaos, the original one, right here.
Starting auctions at $100 for the original script. No, I'm joking. Please don't actually
No,
start bidding.
it's like so. And in here is Stranded Survival, which is super long. This is how long it is. Okay.
Yeah, it was a longer movie, so it had a more thicker script base.
And Prehistoric Peril could be longer.
Yes, with how we're planning on having so many dinos and stuff like that, and all the characters, our new one will probably be an hour to maybe an hour and a half long. We're not sure.
So this is how long, like, it's very long.
Yeah.
And we have here another location here. Actually, this didn't get used, but it's at that same location where
Yeah, it was yeah. That was from the bridge, though we did go down and walk through that, so technically it was a scene, but not really a scene if you kind of catch my drift.
Yeah, and then we also have a bunch of like around the ending kind of stuff, like how we did the scenes, like just like a storyboard almost, but in around the end like stuff. And then I also have another prop. So you probably remember this being on the floor before the raptors go after us in the room. You probably remember me picking this up on the floor if you have watched the film. So yeah. And we have, this is James Beckett. This is like how I think I was gonna look like. So yeah, pretty close. And this is one picture we have from Stranded Survival at one of the places that we recorded in.
Yeah.
And then here's the original plot for Stranded Survival, but we changed it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was going to be two biologists, but then we changed. Instead, it's not two biologists; it's one like scientist.
It's just a boat. It's just one person taking us out on the boat to the island. We were deciding instead because then it would be so much going on, and so it's like, yeah.
And this prop didn't appear. I lost the original map. I was supposed to, but I didn't use it. But this is like a thing that will be used in Prehistoric Peril, this map here, of Muerta. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks for coming by, everyone, and taking the time to spend with us.
And we look forward for you guys to see our next film 2 years from now when my friend comes back from a very long trip.
Yes, I will be traveling, so I won't be here to film the next one anytime soon.
So 2 years from now, when he comes back, it will be good. And another thing, everyone, I'll be done school. So
we'll have plenty of time.
Yeah. So.
Which is why the movie will probably be longer because we have more time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone. This video is a interview video. I haven't done it in a long time. There was an interview video, but it wasn't really. It was just kind of like asking how people were feeling for the Prehistoric Peril film, which we ended up doing. But this video is going to be interviewing Justin again. The last video I interviewed Justin in our Jurassic films was 2 years ago on September 7th, 2021, and I interviewed him for Prehistoric Peril, for Stranded Survival and Jurassic World Chaos. Well, now I'm going to be asking him about the two films, Jurassic World Herbivore Clash and Jurassic World Prehistoric Peril. So he may come out now.
Hello, everyone.
So Justin is here, and you remember we did something like this 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And in that video, Justin had really poofy hair. So
Yes, my hair was very long then.
and of course he let his hair really big, kind of for chaos. So if you didn't notice, some a little bit bundled hair around in the back under his hat. So if you didn't know, but well, of course, Justin got to play in two more of our Jurassic World fan films, and he got to reprise
Yep.
his role from the first movie. So
Yeah, I did.
yeah, so Justin, how was it like to being in Jurassic World Herbivore Clash, being an actor in Herbivore Clash, and in Prehistoric Peril?
Okay, so with Herbivore Clash, it was definitely a more different experience with that one because when we were filming Herbivore Clash, it was like summer, so it was during winter, and it was extremely cold, and so basically having to stand outside for that shot with the when we finally come across the Triceratops and the Stegosaur, when I'm just standing outside in the cold in jeans and a sweater, that was incredibly cold, but it was definitely a unique experience.
And about
And then,
Prehistoric Peril?
and with Jurassic Park, it was definitely more. It was experience. We had a lot more cast members on for that, so it was kind of a, it was very fun and unique to interact with the more cast members and have we were able to do a lot more things. So it was a lot more fun with all the different cast members involved.
Yeah, essentially, because this is our like biggest cast because it's like five characters or something like that. Because in five, yeah, I think five. Because the other
Five
movies
or
are
six,
either four or four or two or something like that. But,
yeah.
and of course, what was your favorite scenes from both of the films?
For as mentioned, I think in a previous behind the scenes video, my favorite for Clash is definitely the scene where you come running across the screen, screaming. That that was definitely a barrel of laughs for that. To be able to film with that,
Mhm.
and for Prehistoric Peril, it was probably there were two that are kind of tied. One would have one of them would have to either be the actually there were three scenes that I really enjoyed filming with this, and that was the ATV scene at the end, which if you've watched, was filmed with the assistance of Bass Control Shop. So big shout out for them for helping
Shout
us
out to Bass
complete with
Pro
that.
Shop.
The other one was the um probably would be the scene where we get tranked from the other mercenaries and then get tied to a tree. When we get tranked, that was definitely a fun scene to shoot, especially if you've seen the blooper scenes for that. We had a lot of fun behind the scenes with that. Um, and the third one, of course, we weren't in that clip. And the other one of the other mercenaries when they get attacked by the raptor in the kitchen, which is kind of almost a correlation reference toward the first Jurassic Park movie when the kids are in the kitchen and hiding from the raptors.
Yeah, essentially. And well, it was a kitchen, but we were using it as a some random room, like in the movie.
Yeah, like cause like I know we weren't technically in that for the shot when we were filming, but it was definitely a fun scene to film.
Yeah. And if you guys didn't know,
this movie, Prehistoric Peril, was connected to Jurassic World Chaos. Some of the locations you saw, like the HQ that they were in, was the same HQ from Chaos, but in our case, it was basically we were kind of like going in parts of that building that didn't appear in Chaos. So in a way, we were like showing more of the building from Chaos. So
Yeah, but basically, like, because with when we filmed the Chaos, we only had a small room to work with, so we had to make do with what we had with that small room. But with this one, we had a bigger space to do it, so we could make it feel like the building was much bigger. Because if you think about it, most labs or research places are going to be a lot way bigger, so there's tons of small rooms. So we kind of used it as the excuses that was just a small part of this small security room, as opposed to the whole compound.
yeah, essentially. And we also had the sign from the Suchomimus paddock sign. If you guys saw, that's also from Chaos. And basically, what I kind of pretended recently is saying like when you see us going past that Suchomimus sign, and they said, "Oh, the Suchomimus paddock's nearby." I pretended that the characters didn't know it, but the characters knew, but it didn't show that there was a bridge on this side, that the bridge you saw in Prehistoric Peril. I kind of pretended that that bridge, the characters from Chaos knew about that bridge, but they didn't really use it, so you didn't really see it, and it was like off screen or something like that.
Yeah, deep lore.
Yeah, so some of our stuff has lore because we have our own lore for our fan films. So,
Yeah.
and of course, this, and then I have a question like, what so now I'm asking Justin this: what is what was your experience in those both movies?
Okay, this kind of ties in like with the first question, I guess, in a way. It it was a very fun experience to be able to make these films. Hoverboard Clash was definitely a fun experience. I mean, often you say you've done like a winter shot when just having to be like that, right? I mean, lots of movies can say they've done winter shots like that, but like for most like small kind of fan films, not many fan. As far as I'm concerned, not many small fan films do winter shots because it's kind of hard to get good lighting for it. And then with Prehistoric Peril, it was definitely interesting because we first off we only had like one day to really film, so we really had to crunch in as much. We had to basically do it all in. We almost all the shots had to be done kind of in one or two takes. It was definitely something to be able to do. Um, and also like we had like three locations we always had to go. We had three locations to really go. Well, four if you include the beginning scene that was on a different day, and then with like the bigger cast, it was definitely exhilarating. We had a bigger cast, a smaller film schedule, and all that, but it was definitely still exciting and fun to do.
And yeah, and basically, we didn't get to have some dinosaurs that we wanted to put in the movie. We didn't like there were some things we wanted, some scenes we wanted in there, but we weren't able to film it because of the short schedule. So maybe some
Yeah, the
scenes.
time crunch it was definitely difficult to get some scenes in with the time crunch. So we had to cut some of our probably more fun and action filled scenes, which is on one hand it's understandable because of the time crunch. On the other hand, it's kind of sad and disappointing because like we talked so much about doing these scenes, and then it's like, oh yeah, we can't actually do it. It's like, oh okay.
And one scene I'm thinking in particular is the waterfall scene. We literally planned this movie all the way back in Stranded Survival, and it didn't make it.
We had actually planned to have a waterfall scene for the next one that we did, but we couldn't do it. And then another one which was kind of disappointing is the throwdown scene where there was the incident where an incident with the throne would happen, and my character William chops the head off of it.
And maybe in because you guys probably heard us mentioning that this is not the end of Chris and the Chris and William saga, and we're gonna make the final installment of the Chris and William Jurassic World fan film saga, with like the company Paleotech appearing, kind of like how Dominion appeared. Kind of like how Biosyn appeared in Jurassic World Dominion. For our final Chris and William saga Jurassic film, we will have the company Paleotech returning, making an official appearance, and we will try to maybe put scenes, ideas from Prehistoric Perils cut scenes into that movie. So,
if we get the chance, remember, folks, this is an if, because we don't know if it's going to be possible, but we will try our best to get in the cutscenes.
Yeah, and maybe this is like a new question that I didn't ask Justin last time, but what let me see was will you return for another movie?
Yes, we have multiple other movies other than the Jurassic series. We have tons of different movies planned, and I definitely will try my utmost to be able to make it for filming schedules. Of course, with me having a job, I cannot always guarantee, especially with distance drive. But for the most part, I will try my best for most film schedules. So hopefully we can get other films out then.
Yeah, essentially, and of course, in the future we will make a Jurassic Park film based off the 1993 film around the same time as the 1993 film, but with our own characters at that same park around, like, while though the scenes from the 1990 film were taking place, our characters will have their own adventure. So that's a future film we're going to be doing.
So keep tuned for that.
And hopefully that film, we don't guarantee, because I don't have lots of money. My parents don't have lots of money. Justin doesn't have lots of money to travel that much either. But maybe we might record in Hawaii, in the locations of the original 1993 film by Steven Spielberg. So
if we get from the owners, because most of the thing that not many people know is the scenes, some of the land where the scenes were filmed are on private property, so we have to get okay from the owners first to be able to go and do that.
And in that way, we will like be paying homage, and we will be paying homage to the 1993 film when we do that Jurassic Park film. So stay tuned for that. And this is the last kind of thing, but that film is not the only one that we're gonna do. There's also a Jurassic World film called I think it's called Trip. Let me check here. It's where are you? There it is. Jurassic World Trip of Terror. So I have it on my phone. This is the logo, and in that film, Chris Thompson will appear again, but this will be like many years later after the events of the films that we've been doing. That's right, Prehistoric Peril and New Era. Can you explain about this movie?
New Era or the one you showed?
Trip of Terror.
Triple J. Like, yeah. So with that one, we're thinking like maybe like 40, 45, maybe in 50 years after the events of the current ones that we've done. Kind of. So by this time, both Chris and William will be old, and kind of thing like that. And kind of this one will then be the last big adventure before old age catches up to them.
And in this film, Chris is going to be like an old man. And if I'm able to, I will try to find around when we do this. I will try to hunt down try to find a special effects artist to put make me look old and put like a wig and fake hair to make me look old. So Chris is gonna be in his 60s or 50. No, his 60s. His 60s or 70s. Chris is gonna be in that age. I don't know, like originally, like we were gonna have like in this thing have like a new character that Justin would be playing, but um that character would be called Tommy Davis, and that would be played by Justin. But there, like Justin said here, that gave me an idea. Or instead of that, we could have bring back William. What do you think, Justin, for this
We
movie?
could do that. Yeah, I mean, like, or as a possibility, right? We could do both. We could bring back William and then have someone else play the other guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually edit that right there because then Justin's character is gonna be old too, so we're gonna be both old men, and
Yeah.
uh, and in this film, we'll kind of like this movie. I kind of like influenced not heavily, but I kind of got a lot of inspiration from JP Free for this movie. So with Alan Grant and some people going on a rescue mission to find someone trapped on the island. So in this movie, we're
Basically think JP3 mixed with JW Dominion because
essentially.
we'll be we'll be old people like Alan and Elia at that point, but also so it's like we'll be old like that, but also have the rescue kind of up like they did in JP3.
Hmm. Just gonna fix it here. There you go. There you go. I did it. So this film will be like basically what Justin said. It's gonna be like kind of like based off JP Free with like the rescue mission and stuff like that, but kind of like with like Jurassic World Dominion kind of idea of like old characters and like younger characters and stuff like that. So
Yeah, kind of like a mix of old and new cast.
and this movie would basically kind of have like a similar kind of plot to JP Free with like this couple getting like on their honeymoon on a boat and they get shipwrecked on the island of Penna, which is one of the five death islands. If you've played Jurassic World Evolution, you'll know what that island is. So
Played any of the Jurassic games really, because I mean
yeah,
at
any
this
of the
point
Jurassic games. Any of the
all
Jurassic
of the islands have been mentioned, and by now I
yeah.
think all of the islands have been mentioned in one game or another.
Yeah, so and of course they get shipwrecked, right? Continue the story, Justin. So kind of like get
Yeah,
shipwrecked.
no, I'm just
They
so
get
like
shipwrecked.
they'll get shipwrecked, and of course, well, you know how it ends up when people are on dino-infested islands. They get attacked and hunted by other dinosaurs, and so they have to kind of like in a way what Eric Kirby did from JP3 is like find a place to hide and survive until rescue can eventually come.
Yeah, essentially. And then of course then it will come back to like Wyoming, where that's where Chris lives. He lives in Wyoming. But I didn't tell you this. In the first movie, Stranded Survival, Chris actually lived in Florida, if you didn't know. So, just for you guys to know, Chris lived in Florida and met up with William somewhere in Florida, and they flew to Costa Rica. So,
Yeah.
just, so if sorry that we didn't tell you that detail, but now I told you. So, well, now Chris lives in Wyoming since the prehistoric peril and new era. He's living in Wyoming, and William lives in Montana,
Still lives in Montana. Yeah.
close by to Chris. So that's why you see in prehistoric peril, it's not too far away. Doesn't take Chris too long to reach William. So
Yeah.
and this movie basically, someone will come after my character Chris and be like, "Hey, like these people got stuck on this island. We really need your help." And me, as my character, still traumatized from the events of like Stranded Survival, Prehistoric Peril, and some of the other movies, Tyrannosaurus Pursuit, Spinosaurus Attack. Chris is still traumatized. And Chris is gonna be like he's not gonna be sure and stuff like that. Like this is a crazy idea.
I know it. Like it's like in my younger years, it was easier, yeah, because like I was able to like move quick. But now in my older years, that's almost like that's basically a suicide mission.
yeah, and Justin, what do you think how they get to your character?
But like they kind of mentioned, like they eventually they'll convince your character. It's like, and then like you call and it's like mention that they're going back. It's like, we're gonna need someone to watch your back, so. Well, guess I'll go get the guns out of storage.
And then of course, me and Justin will probably have like special effects on our face, we'll probably have like special prosthetics and latex or something like that to make us look old and stuff like that, and basically special effects like makeup and that kind of stuff, and wigs, beards, that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
And of course, me and Justin will meet each other again and be like, "Oh, it's like it's good to see. We haven't seen each other in a long time." Blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. And do you want to continue, Justin? What happens?
Yeah, like kind of like we'll meet up again and then like as per usual head to Costa Rica and from there go to the islands and head out on the rescue up.
Yeah, and then of course we reach the island without like crashing, that kind of stuff. And that's how kind of how that movie will go. And then because every Jurassic movie has a big bad dinosaur that's like the antagonist, the main main villain, main danger that the characters have to run away from. So
I mean, in the first one, it was more like they were just running from the raptors. Meanwhile, with the Minion and Fallen Kingdom, it was the Indoraptor. And I mean, yes, Indoraptor was big, but it wasn't as big as like the T-Rex or stuff like that. And then with the Minion, it was more like it was just them trying to get the daughter back. So, I mean,
but yeah, but what I'm trying to say is like every Jurassic movie has like a threat or something like that. That's
fair. Each one has like some kind of dinosaur threat.
And this dinosaur is a Carcharodontosaurus, and you probably heard about that dinosaur. It's a really big dinosaur. I think it's like, I don't know too much. I think it's like a Carcharodontosaurus.
I think if I'm correct,
Carcharodontosaurus is a it is It
Correct me if I'm
is
wrong, but wasn't it featured in JP3? I think it like had a small cameo appearance.
no, that was um Kakarodontosaurus. Mm, relative.
Like didn't it have like short appearance, and then like they're trying to find
Basic, basically it was this dinosaur is basically related to the Giganotosaurus. So in this movie we'll have some references to Dominion's Giganotosaurus. So and this
wasn't it
dinosaur, huh?
wasn't it Codontosaurus that was featured in JP3 when they were trying to find the satellite phone when going
No,
into the
that was Ceratosaurus.
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
That was Ceratosaurus. Carcharodontosaurus was bigger. It was a relative of Giganotosaurus.
Okay.
And
With all the dinosaurs, it eventually gets confusing. It's like, yeah, which ones have and haven't been featured anymore? Because it's like we know like some of them it's like easy to remember which ones have been featured because like they've been featured in all of them, but like other dinosaurs like make like maybe like a short brief appearance and then are gone. So like which ones have been featured?
so, so this dinosaur, because like Justin has told you, a lot of the fans have named the dinosaurs in the franchise. So we gave a
Yeah.
name to this Carcharodontosaurus, this individual, and we named him Derek.
Oh yes, Derek.
It was Justin that came up with the name, guys. Okay, Justin's
I was
like,
like, I wanted to be like just really funny. It's like, behold, tremble in fear of Derek. Like, it's like you wouldn't take it seriously, right? So it's like it'd be funny, just like ah yes, the most ferocious meeting dinosaur on the island, Derek.
so that we actually this is like his canon name that we've given him, Derek.
Yeah.
So of
Oh,
course,
is Noodles gonna make an appearance?
we'll have Noodles appear. If you don't know who
Yeah.
Noodles is a Notosaurus that we were supposed to have in prehistoric peril, but it was cut out because I didn't record
Yeah.
it. We didn't have time, and Noodles will probably make an
I named him.
appearance.
Yeah. The canon name I gave him was the Noodles because he's a Noodledontosaurus. So it's like Noodles.
Noodles. And of course, the Carcharodontosaurus, Derek, that dinosaur, Carcharodontosaurus, the Derek individual, will attack the helicopter, destroy it, blah blah blah, and
So basically what Asset 87 did in JP3.
and and then that was Spinosaurus, right? That's it.
Yeah, Asset 87. I think that was.
Yeah, basically what the Spinosaurus did in JP feed by destroying the plane. Carcharodontosaurus destroys the helicopter before we get to it, and we get chased by this dinosaur. And of course, later on, the character Tommy my um Tommy Davis will sacrifice his life, and Derek will eat him. So if you guys didn't know, that character is gonna sacrifice himself.
Well, in for one movie and immediately dead. Sounds about
Uh-huh.
right for Jurassic Park. Sounds about right for the Jurassic series.
Yeah, so that character is gonna
Introduce
be
a new character, only for them immediately to get murked by a dino.
Yeah, and of course, I'm gonna be. This is basically changed. Justin is not gonna play that character. It's gonna be someone else, and basically, yeah, that's basically the plot. And then they'll get off the island. So
I
thanks.
actually have a really cool idea for with the helicopter, how Derek destroys it, right? I'm like thinking like helicopter landing pad could be at like an edge of a cliff area, and then there comes along and pushes the helicopter off.
Yeah, something like that. And
Then it would fall and explode. Like, right? We could do that.
yeah, that would be kind of like simple because just get like a
It would be
helicopter.
simple, but like a cool, right? It would be simple but cool, right?
Yeah. And yeah. So thanks for watching, guys, and
Yep. Thank you.
thank you. Thanks for supporting us. And we've got we've got the amount of subscribers we have. So we've got 364 subscribers. So
Thank you to every single one of you who has subscribed.
and please support our films, like our films, and support content like this. And we will make more stuff like this. So thanks for watching, and
Yep.
bye.
Bye.